Shalom, cosmic family. The Cosmic Professor is channeling live from the cosmos, and today we're here to talk about Mercury retrograde. So this aspect will be taking place May 10th, okay, and it will be retrograde, I believe, for about a month's time. I'm not sure the exact date, but Mercury goes retrograde quite commonly because it only takes a few months for Mercury to go retrograde. So this is a common activity for Mercury. The rest of the planets, they take a bit longer, but Mercury goes retrograde a few times a year, I believe like 3 or so. So what can you expect for Mercury retrograde? I know some of you probably already went online and searched Mercury retrograde. What does Mercury retrograde bring? Because some of you hear from others that it naturally, it messes up devices, and that it brings back X's and things of that nature, and that is partly true. So we will get the obvious out the way. Yes, Mercury retrograde can bring back old communication. Okay, so whomever you have not finished business with, or there's a lesson there for you to learn, this person may re-enter your life, and you guys may start communicating again and things like that. And then you'll notice as it gets closer to the end of Mercury retrograde that fades out really quickly. Okay, so just keep in mind that retrogrades are meant to bring up things from the past. That's only because it's trying to help you gain awareness over something that might be keeping you stagnant. So when it goes direct again, things can kind of settle themselves out, and you can move in a forward direction. Okay, so it's almost like going in your sort out box, okay, or you kind of taking things that's in your environment and putting it in a box and throwing it away. Okay, we kind of got to clean out things every so often. And so that's kind of the metaphor here with communication that may arise from your past. It's most likely not going to stick. So just keep that in mind. All right. Other than that, also, as well as habits. Okay. Well, before we get into the habits part, I did say I want to get the obvious out the way. So the next obvious trait of Mercury retrograde is the malfunctioning of devices. Okay, because Mercury is a social sign, and it is in Gemini. Gemini is social as well. Okay, so when you're dealing with technology, something may go wrong. If you're ordering things online, maybe your package may get lost in transit or something for a quick amount of time. Just maybe short, things may hold you back, short annoyances. Okay, things like that happen. Of course, while you're operating a motor vehicle or any kind of machinery, you want to be careful, especially anything locomotive from point A to point B in a pretty reasonable distance. Okay, you want to be careful there because Mercury retrograde can bring that kind of activity. All right, where things seem to malfunction or it's just a short annoyance. Okay, so just want to be careful there. Safety first always. So yeah, I think that's important. Okay, other than that, now we can get into habits. Okay, as far as habits, it's easy to dive back into old habits. Okay, just as old communication may surface with old friends, exes, and things like that, old habits as well tend to surface because you're kind of dabbling back into old beliefs and things like that. Okay, especially in Gemini. Gemini rules the third house, which deals with the mind, deals with communication, and it deals with our beliefs. Okay, and what we learn. So what you've learned and accumulated over a certain amount of time. Again, it comes times where we have to kind of clear that out. Okay, so you may see an old habit start to surface. It just means you're not done with it, and there's still lessons there. Okay, and Mercury retrograde will kind of help you to go through what you need to go through that karma, and then when it goes direct again, you should be able to kind of get back on your feet and move in a forward moving direction. Okay, so awareness is key. So sometimes you may not even have to go through that. You may not even have to go through the motion of like getting back into old habits or communication if you're aware. And that's the point of this video here, is to try to kind of help you get a greater perspective. Okay, so you don't make some of those silly mistakes, and also so that if you do make some of those mistakes, that you know that it's okay. Okay, because you can learn and grow from it. That's the whole point. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. All right, if there's something that you're having a hard time with there. Okay, as far as that, you may feel like this is a foggy time for you mentally. Okay, you may be having like a hard time gaining clarity or staying focused, things of that nature. Okay, and I suggest there, what I do if like I'm too much in my mind and I can't seem to ground myself, I just like go outside, put everything down for a moment, and try to get inside of my body, meditate, do yoga, and just like take a mental break from everything. Okay, this may be a great time for some of you to like take a little mini vacation if you have that leisure, or whatever you're like giving too much of your attention. It can be a great time to kind of cut back on that. Okay, so that way you can as you're dealing with like mental fog, you can kind of ground yourself and not get too caught up in that. Okay, because mental fog, sometimes it doesn't feel the best. We get agitated, we like kind of project that out onto others, or you make silly decisions, especially as Jupiter's going to Aries the same day. So when you have Aries energy kind of heightened or emphasized on, you can definitely make impulsive decisions. Okay, so you want to be careful there. All right, let's see, did I cover everything? And the last things will be to reflect. Okay, reflection is great, but it has a lot to deal with. Like I said, when there comes time to kind of clear that mental palette, but not just also about clearing. Sometimes you have to go back in our stash to gain the gold. Okay, to kind of recover the gold, however you want to see it, retrieve it, discover it, whatever. Okay, because sometimes we learn something, and then moving forward we forget about it, but that thing actually has helped us tremendously, and we may hit like a brick wall, or just may make some adjustments and forget about this thing, and that thing can help us out tremendously. And that's the point of Mercury retrograde as well, to kind of this Mercury retrograde, because it's in Gemini, right? It's kind of it's here to help us gain some of that we've probably forgot about. Okay, so you might see like, you might feel called to an old teacher that you used to listen to, or you might feel called to an old notebook that you had where you used to take notes. Okay, either way, it'll be very helpful. Okay, if you find yourself in that reflective space, and you never know what you might find. Okay, that can be very helpful to you. So yeah, other than that, that's all I have for this Mercury retrograde. Again, I'll say do your best to kind of stay out of your mind. The last thing I would probably say on another note is it's not time to really start anything new. Okay, remember, retrogrades is all about the past, so anything that you're doing now is totally fine, but starting anything new, you want to be careful of that, and just wait it out to see maybe after the retrograde if you still feel like that Mercury retrograde. Okay, and again, Mercury retrograde, I believe it lasts about a few weeks. Okay, about a month's time maybe. But I'll be sure to leave the actual date that it'll be ending in the description. It was careless of me not to research it before I made this video. But anyways, that is what I have for Mercury retrograde. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys for the Cancer 4th house in the 12th house series on Wednesday. Peace.